Welcome back to Shaw Spotlight. I'm here with past president of the Kenora Rotary Club and the PR person, committee member, and fundraiser for the Kenora Rotary Peace Park, John Dahl. And today we're talking about the Rotary Peace Park. John, you've been a part of Rotary for 28 years now, which is amazing. What an accomplishment. Why do you love being a part of Rotary?
It's just a way of giving back to Kenora. I just like being a part of a community and making a difference in Kenora by making it a better place to live. So that was really why I joined the club.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you're certainly passionate for it. You're always so involved in all the projects that Rotary does.
It keeps me off the street and keeps me busy and keeps me out of my wife's hair. So it gives me something to do after retirement.
That's such a good thing. So where did Peace Parks come from?
Well, the history of the Peace Park, it's actually been around for a long time, for a long while. And it first started in Japan by a fella called Mashisa Goi of Japan. And he was a fella who lived through the bombing at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where they dropped the atomic bombs and that. And after that, he thought, man, there's got to be something better. There's got to be some way to unite countries and bring peace and that. And he thought about it, and then he came up with the idea of a peace pole and a saying, "May peace prevail on earth." And that was around 1955, and it gained a lot of popularity at that time within Japan, and then slowly it mushroomed, and now. I think there are probably well over 200,000 peace poles around the world. So we want to put one in Kenora. We don't have one, and the time is right here in Kenora.
Wow, that's amazing. So who came up with the idea to have a peace pole in Kenora?
Well, in our club, Debla Meister, she's a past president. She was the first one that started talking about it, and she asked different people in the club, hey, what do you think of this idea? Everyone was eager to get going on it. We had just finished the splash pad by Norman Park. So we were sort of looking for a project. So Deb asked a few people. Everyone seemed keen. She sent out a note to the club. We met on a deck. This was already COVID time. So we met on her deck and we sort of put together a little bit of a plan, and then we presented it to the Rotary board, and they were all excited about it. So here we are now. We're building a peace park in Kenora.
Oh, that's awesome. So you mentioned that there are many peace poles. Are there any close to Kenora?
There are peace poles all over the world. The closest one to Kenora is in Winnipeg in St. Vital Park. They have one there. And then there's also one in Sudbury. There's a nice one in Sudbury. But peace poles, they've been some of the famous places or well-known places they've been built is Robben's Island off of South Africa. That's where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for all those years. There's one in by the atomic dome in Hiroshima. There's one there. There is one in Gorky Park in Russia. There's one at the North Pole, actually. Let's see. Jordan River also by the statue of Confucius in Taiwan. So lots of famous places that have a history behind them. But the closest ones, I guess, are St. Vital Park and Sudbury.
Wow. I didn't realize there were so many.
There's lots.
Well, I'm glad you're bringing it to Kenora.
Yeah. We're excited about the project. And we've had a lot of support. So it's a fun project. It's not going to be as expensive as when we built the splash pad and that. So, yeah, it'll be good.
Well, now you've also got some partners for the Peace Park as well.
We sure do. We've got some great partners. When when we first approached the city, they right away said, "Yeah, that's a great idea. But would you be interested in? We've had the a missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls committee. They have approached us. They have a monument that they would like to put somewhere. So when we approached the city, they said, we haven't been able to come up with a great location for this monument. Do you think it would fit in nicely with the Peace Park and the Peace Bowl? And it's a natural for there. So this committee, they're a partner. The city of Kenora is a partner, and then Rotary is a partner. So it's between the three of us.
Well, that's amazing. And what great timing for that to work out to have both monuments
Right.
together.
In the park, actually, it'll be we'll have a Canadian flag. We've got a Canadian flagpole that'll unite the two. Then there'll be the peace pole that'll be made out of granite, and then the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls monument will be at one end. So it'll be really nice.
Oh, that's great. Where will it be located?
When we first talked about it, we had a couple of locations, but our first choice was always that green space right across from Safeway, between the old laundromat and between the old laundromat and the Blue Heron. And the city thought that would be the perfect place, so that's going to be the location. That area to me has always been a little bit, I don't know. It hasn't been as well maintained as it could have been, but it overlooks the lake and that, and it's just a great location. Lots of traffic there, so people will see it. They'll be drawn to that area, so it'll be good.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good spot for it, right on
Yeah.
the water. What will the park look like?
Well, the other, besides the flagpole and the peace pole and the monument, there's going to be benches. There are a couple of benches there right now already, so we'll make use of those. There's a couple of granite boulders. We'll incorporate those into the park. There's lighting there. We'll possibly add some trees native to this area. We'll add some brush in that to make it just a little bit nicer looking, uh, and then a brick pathway through the park. Like it'll be really, it's a small area, but we've got a designer right now, a landscape designer. He's working on the project, and we've had a couple of drawings already. We've made some suggestions. The committee has made some suggestions. So he's going to rework the drawings, and hopefully within a couple of weeks, we'll have a nice layout on everything that's going to be there. But the plan is to have it a tranquil place. It can be a meeting place. It'll be a place you can rest and watch boats go by. It'll be a really, really beautiful place to come and sit and watch boats or just reflect.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be a great space. So, why a peace park and why now?
Why a peace park? Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a good question. Uh, why now, and why a peace park? It just seems the whole world is in a little bit of an uproar, and closer here in North America, in the States, places in Canada, there seems to be marches, there seems to be racism, uh, there just seems to be stuff happening that really shouldn't be happening. So this is to us almost the perfect time. Uh, Canada has gone through um, the how do you say it? The Truth and Reconciliation, and that is part of it too. And that's why the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls Committee. I mean, that's all part of their agenda, and it's just the right time to be doing that, and that fits in with us all trying to be peaceful people and living together. Kenora is a real melting pot of different nations and lots of different backgrounds. So it's a perfect time. The States has so much unrest. Right now there's the trial going on in Minneapolis, and yeah, that it seems a fitting time to have a peace park so we can reflect on what we've done and where we're headed.
Well, I agree with so much going on in the world. It's a positive step forward.
Yeah.
So when will the Peace Park be open?
We're fundraising right now. We have a date of October 4th. Will be that's sort of our grand opening or soft opening date, and that date is important because that is to recognize missing and murdered Indigenous girls and women. That's important to them. So, hey, if it's important to them, we can make our schedule work to have the park open at that time. If the park is not completely done by that time, it really doesn't matter. We'll do it in stages if we have to. So October 4th of this year is the date we're trying for.
So what are some of the fundraisers that you've been doing?
We've had people donate, just give us checks. We've done some promos with restaurants where we support some local restaurants. They give us some meals at a discounted price, and then we promote them at a little bit higher price, and the difference goes towards the Peace Park. So we've done that for a pizza for peace. We've done a pasta for peace, and now coming up shortly will be burgers for peace. All different restaurants in town, and during COVID time, this also supports our restaurants who have been really hard hit by the pandemic and just having takeout and that. And all these fundraisers that we've had, they've all been takeout. But we've also had lots of citizens go on to a GoFundMe page, and they've made donations there. We've had people, you can go to our website, www.kenorarotary.ca, and you'll come onto the Rotary website, and there's a Peace Park. Everything you wanted to know about the Peace Park is in there, and there's a place if you want to use a credit card or send us a check or do the credit card, and you can do it right online.
Well, that's great. And it's great that you're teaming up with restaurants.
It is good. Yeah.
That's such a great idea. And it's my understanding that they've sold out.
We have been very successful. We do lots of advertising on Facebook and sending out messages to our address book friends, and they've all been successful. So it's really helpful for the Peace Park and very helpful for the restaurant also. So it's a real win-win.
Yeah, well, it's great that you're already seeing so much support from the community that way too.
So, I should talk about what the peace pole looks like. Peace poles around the world, they're all different sizes, some really big, some small, some just desk size, 4-sided, 6-sided, octagon. We're choosing a 6-sided granite peace pole. What'll happen on each side is it'll say, "May peace prevail on earth." And that'll be on the English side. And then we chose languages that were the most popular in the 2016 census, Canadian census for Northwestern Ontario. So the other languages would be French, Ojibwe, Ojibwe, Ukrainian, and German. Those are the languages that'll be on each side of the peace pole. So it'll mean something different to the different nationalities there.
Well, that's so amazing. Well, thanks so much for talking to me today, John, about the Kenora Rotary Peace Park. I can't wait to see it when it's
Great.
open.
Thank you, Vicki, for your time, and thanks for helping to get the word out there.